We are going to start our last segment called Rapid Fire, which is quite famous in our Let's Talk Business series. So, Pavitra, rapid fire question for you. Current book that you're reading and why would you recommend it?
I'm reading Satya Nadella's Time Out because I think he really radically changed the culture of Microsoft. And I think that's something to be said for a company like that. It became a very, from a legacy kind of organization, it is as youthful as any other tech firm today.
The worst advice that you have received till now and the best advice.
I'll start with best advice. It's from my dad and it's perfect for me. It says, he always says, what's the problem with asking? Because I always tend to overthink. The worst advice I think is that women can do it all of the time. And really, it's unrealistic expectation. It's nonsense. First of all, nobody tells men that. And I think it's just BS, frankly. So it just sets you up for the wrong expectations of life. And then if you have, bad expectations, you're generally going to be unhappy about things.
Yeah.
So I think that was unnecessary for a whole generation of women to hear, really.
Completely agree. So, who do you look up to for inspiration or mentorship?
I mean, it sounds so cliche, but my parents and to some extent my sister also, even though she's the younger one. Yeah, I think for me, I think over the last couple of years at least, I just realized that my family is seriously kind of the sort of bedrock that I have in my life. And despite all of us being a family, we all have very different viewpoints. And it's refreshing to hear that even in the same family, there's no group think and everybody has different perspectives. So I have something to learn from each of them. And I'm sure there are other people out there too, but these are the people I tend to get a lot of my advice from.
What do you love most about your job?
I think how radically different it can be every day. In the same day, I can be at a construction site with the laborers at the site, sort of understanding what is happening, and the same day you could be talking to a sovereign wealth fund, you could be talking to a government official, you could be sitting, with the REAP team, understanding some new technology. So it's so varied and so different, and in the end, it's doing something that impacts every single person in a way that they all uniquely understand. Every person has to be somewhere within four walls, and we make those walls. So I think that's what's really cool. It's got its own challenges, this industry, for sure, a lot of them. But I think it's it's so complex, and it's incredibly, it opens your eyes to almost everything that is going on around you. So it's a very cool industry in that sense.
And your favorite holiday destination?
Oh, there are so many. I think I just like to visit new places.
Yeah, but if you had to name one.
Oh gosh, I I don't know, Italy, I guess. Italy is very varied in itself also. All across, you have the Alps, and then you can be all the way in Sicily, and it's very varied, and that's it.
How do you relax at the end of the long day?
Generally, I just like to fool around with my kids. I have two boys. They're pretty crazy, so they have a funny sense of humor, and I like to just goof around with them. I think that's a big stress buster. I try to, come home without any stress, but to be honest, it's not that easy. But just seeing them and sort of how uncomplicated their emotions are really helps me out. I wish I could say, yes, I meditate, but I really don't. So I think for me, humor and laughing and just kind of being silly helps. It just, kind of diffuses any situation that there is.
What is your pet peeve?
Oh, not paying attention to detail. That my whole team knows. Typos, problems on the presentation. I can't stand that, but I think they all know that by now, and I've also sort of just let a few things go because I guess we just need to look at the bigger picture instead.
Is there something new you like to learn this year and why?
Yeah, I think I'd like to learn how to play the guitar. I've done it. I've attempted it a couple of times, but never been, consistent about it. I like to sing, and I think like the knowing how to play the guitar along with that would be awesome.
Nice. And describe yourself in 5 words.
Not a fan of rapid fire. Okay, that's 6 words. I think I'm very self-aware. I'm a kind person, pretty humorous, um, very ambitious, and just generally want to be a good person.
Nice. Last, what advice do you have for the next generation?
Just go to work. Don't talk about just 9 to 5. Just, you know, think about what you're doing. Like, work is actually a big part of your life. I feel like there's a lot of conversation today about how the hustle is bad and, why do companies want us to work like this? Work is, everybody needs to survive and to make a livelihood. So, there's nothing wrong with going to a place and doing something that you enjoy. Now, if you're in a company where you don't want to be there, don't be there. Go away and stop making it bad for everybody else. But find something you want to do, and then do that. Do that to the best of your ability. I think today there's just too much talk about work-life balance. I think when you're young, that's where you need to give yourself. You need to establish yourself, and then you can have all of those choices. I think maybe today's generation wants everything right now, and the reality is going to hit at some point. So I mean, for us, we've all come through that and learned that it really helps if you make yourself the best that you can be in these initial years, because beyond that you do have a lot of commitments, family, balancing so many more things makes it difficult to really have that free solo time. So find something you love to do and just do it, and if you can get paid for doing it, that's even better.
Nice. See, that's it. That was your rapid fire round.
But you have to change that 5 best qualities thing.
So Nirupa, first question to you is current book that you are reading and why would you recommend it?
So I'm reading a book called Who Will Cry When You Die?
Me. I will cry.
No, it's a very cheesy book by Robin Sharma. But I like to read a lot about people and human behavior and insights, and it's on leadership a bit also. So it puts things in perspective, a lot of refreshers on how to behave with people and the society that we operate in. So sometimes it puts things in perspective.
Interesting. What are you grateful for?
Definitely grateful for my family and the health of my family.
And what is success for you?
I think success for me is what kind of positive impact can you have on people and how many? Or just having a positive impact on people, I think, is very important.
And if you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would it be and why?
I would trade places with Rafa Nadal.
I knew it.
When he wins one of his Grand Slams. I want to be, just to know what it takes to maybe be the best in your field or in your sport in such a competitive space. Just to know what that means and what that feels like to, be the best in the world.
Okay. And what is your superpower?
My superpower? I think I spend a lot on the mind, so I visualize a lot of the things that I want, and generally it comes true. If I put enough energy behind my visualization, it generally comes true.
So you manifest a
Yeah.
lot, yeah. Okay. So what's one piece of advice you would go back and tell your younger self?
To not put so much pressure on yourself and to just enjoy life. Because I feel like I always put so much pressure that it adversely impacted performance to some extent. So just to relax and enjoy the process, enjoy college without focusing and putting pressure on grades, enjoy races without just to complete them without putting too much pressure on timing, performance, just to enjoy the process and not just the end journey.
So describe yourself in one sentence.
In one sentence.
Yeah.
She got away with it.
Yeah. No, but that's tougher. Now I have to actually make a sentence that makes sense. So I think one sentence that I've always lived by is carpe diem, which means to seize the day and to live life to the fullest. Like I want to, when I'm on my deathbed, I want to feel that I lived a full life and I lived it on my terms. And hence, who will cry when you die?
Yes,
also.
I'll be crying. When you do that, I'll be crying.
What is your mantra in life?
Live life to the fullest.
Nice. Last, if you had time machine, what part of history you would go back to?
Like entire history.
Yeah, any part of the history.
Chola dynasty.
But you need to explain why.
Okay, so somebody asked me a similar question,
Yeah.
like what do you like and don't like about the previous generation, what do you like and don't like about the previous generation, and what do you like and not like about the current generation. Honestly, I feel the previous generations had it quite hard. They've had to struggle, and I don't know what place the future generation will live in, and I feel like the future generation, like our young people, don't have the kind of emotional resilience that the previous generation had. Honestly, I'm pretty happy where we are. I like things the way they're going. I love where I'm at right now. I love getting older by the year. I don't want to even go back to a previous time in my life. I'm very happy where I am, and I would just be here. Be present.
Great.
So you're allowing her to say that, but I could not take a cop out. In which question was that?
Your
The
favorite
5
destination.
words
Yeah.
destination. That was quite
I
simple.
said today. I had new places.